Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to ASPN HD. Here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan, joined on my left here by Holden Hodgson. We are here to bring you coverage of the 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division Town Championship Final. Today's final contest pits the Red Sox against the Giants in a rematch of a game from Monday when the Giants scored a narrow 3-2 victory over the Red Sox. The Red Sox were undefeated in this tournament going into Monday's game, so they've still got one more chance to stay in the tournament. The Giants lost earlier in the playoffs before running the gambit here, so in this double elimination tournament, each team has lost one game, and so it'll be last team standing here today, one game for all the marbles. Holden, this should be a good one.
Really exciting, really exciting. Yeah, the road stops here. Both teams have earned their way to this moment. Hopefully they all rise to the occasion, and may the best team win.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back soon with player introductions.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan, and we're going to meet the players in today's BYB Major A Town Championship, starting with the Giants.
I'm Anderson Crompton. I'm 12 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, I'm O'Sheen Dean. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, I'm Alexander Vertillo. I'm 10 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Jaffe. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Cole Yajnik. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Max Bendette. I'm 12 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Matthew Iannicelli. I'm 12 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Evan Shapiro. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Otis. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Leonardo Urakuya. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Giants.
Hi, my name is Yunzu. I'm 12 years old. I play for the Giants.
Hi, I'm Elliot Chang. I'm 12 years old, and I play for the Giants.
I'm Coach Aaron. I'm a coach for the BYB Giants.
I'm Coach Brian, and I coach for the Giants.
All right, those were the Giants. Now let's meet their opponents for today, the Red Sox.
Hello, my name is Peter Thorne. I'm 10 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
Hi, my name is Calvin Thorne. I'm 12 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
Hi, I'm Alan Lindy. I am 11 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
Hi, I'm Alexander Dupuis. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Boston Red Sox.
My name is Tom Rothschild. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Urcolino. I'm 11 years old, and I play on the Red Sox.
Hi, my name is Max Jacobs. I'm 11, and I'm on the Red Sox.
Hi, my name is Takumi Minamiguchi. I'm 12 years old. I'm playing Red Sox.
My name is Ernest Kanegi. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
My name is Griffin. I'm 11 years old, and I play for the Red Sox.
My name is Jeff Lindy, and I'm coaching for the Red Sox.
All right. My name is Peter Kanegi. I'm a coach of the Red Sox.
I'm Adam Rothschild, the head coach of the Red Sox, and I could not be more excited to be back out here on a beautiful day with these kids. So proud of the team. Thanks.
All right, don't go away, folks. We'll be back soon with the first pitch of this ball game.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hello, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in to ASPN HD. We are here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Holden Hodgson here as the Red Sox and Giants in a rematch of Monday's contest. This one to decide all the marbles. The Giants held on to beat the Red Sox 3-2 on Monday, which forced us here in this winner-take-all situation as the Giants lost to the Royals earlier in the playoffs while the Red Sox suffered their first loss on Monday. And in this double elimination tournament, it's the last team left with less than 2 losses is the champion. So this one will decide everything.
Yes, we've reached the end of the bracket. This is as far as it can go.
All right, and today, this time we got the Red Sox as the visiting team on the scoreboard. The Giants as the home team, reverse of what we had on Monday. So the Red Sox will be coming to the plate first as they'll be matching up against the Giants starting pitcher number 22, Anderson Crompton. And leading off for the Red Sox will be the guy who will be starting on the mound for them, number 19, Peter Thorne.
Yeah, that last at-bat may matter. These games have been very close, all decided within a slim margin. That's competitive, a nod to the competitive nature of the major season. It's been a great one.
And we get set. One last discussion between the home plate umpire and the catcher. Make sure everything is all square. We got just one umpire today, so we're going to be leaning on him to make all the calls.
We're thrilled to have Doug Wardock here with us.
All right, Crompton sets for the first pitch of this ball game, and it's a check swing foul from Peter Thorne. That'll be strike one.
And we're underway.
Peter Thorne, 10 years old. It's his first year in the majors. He made the All-Star team this year. Likes to play first base and catcher, although he'll be on the mound today as he faces an 0-1 count. Makes contact here, a hard bouncer to short. Great pickup off the dirt and a throw to first in time for out number 1. Well fielded by Evan Shapiro at short.
Nice confident play there. Way to work out the jitters. No signs of them.
Yeah, that was beautiful because that was one of those bounces where it goes high and then low, and that's the kind of thing that throws off fielders at any level. But well played by Shapiro. First pitch is going to be strike one, as now coming up for the Red Sox will be their starting second baseman, number 7, Ernest Kanegi. Takes strike 2 to the low corner there from Crompton as he's throwing efficiently so far. Hasn't missed the zone yet. But just as I say that, he missed that one high and away for ball 1.
And the pitcher's pace of play looks pretty rapid.
Misses that one high for ball 2. Kanegi, 11 years old, first year in the majors, an all-star. Likes to play first, second, third, catcher, and outfield. But he swings and misses there. That'll be strike 3. Quick 2 outs for Crompton as he's working efficient here. Now coming up, the man who started on the mound on Monday for the Red Sox, now having switched positions with his younger brother, he'll be starting behind the plate for the Red Sox today. That's number 12, Calvin Thorne. That one drops too low on the breaking ball, ball 1.
Yeah, Cal and Peter were a package deal during the draft. If one gets drafted, the other goes with him.
And that one misses, but if you want to have a miss like that, you want to have it here with no runners on the bases. Calvin Thorne, 12 years old. He's played 2 years in the majors, has made the All-Star team twice, likes to play pitcher and shortstop, but today he'll be covering the plate to start this one as he takes strike 1 there. Calvin said his favorite highlight of the season was staying off the injured reserve list despite sinus infections as he makes contact there and sends it through the left gap for a 2-out single.
What an all-around athlete. He's ready to play.
So a runner at first now for the Red Sox, as coming up now is their starting left fielder, number 22, Takumi Minamiguchi. First pitch in the zone for a strike, and it'll be important to keep an eye on the mental match between the Giants starting catcher, Oshin Dian, and the base runner, Calvin Thorne, as that one's going to miss low for ball 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Minamiguchi, 12 years old, 1 year in the majors, likes to play pitcher, outfielder, and catcher. His favorite highlight of the season was playing the role of closer in several games. As that one's going to miss, get away from the catcher, came in well high, and Calvin Thorne going to take advantage and take second on the wild pitch.
Very alert. He's ready to go.
2 outs, runner in scoring position, swing and a miss, and Crompton escapes the 2-out jam there with his second strikeout of the inning. And we move to the bottom of the first with no score. So now that we got a break between innings, let's take a look at the full lineup for these two teams. Obviously, we just saw the Red Sox, so we know part of their starting order at least. As we saw leading off for the Red Sox, and starting on the mound as he now takes to the hill for the bottom half of the inning, number 19, Peter Thorne, batting second, and starting at second base, number 7, Ernest Kanegi, batting third, the catcher, number 12, Calvin Thorne. Clean up, the left fielder, number 22, Takumi Minamiguchi, batting fifth, the third baseman, number 13, Alan Lindy, batting sixth, the first baseman wearing number 6, Alexander Dupuis, batting seventh, the shortstop, number 3, Max Jacobs, batting eighth, the right fielder, number 2, Griffin Evans, batting ninth. He's starting on the bench, but he'll see the field in later innings, number 24, Nate Urcolino. And rounding out the batting order for the Red Sox, starting in center field, number 9, Tom Rothschild. So that's the lineup for the Red Sox. Now let's take a look at the batting order for the soon-to-come-to-the-plate Giants. Leading off for the Giants, the catcher, Oshin Dian. Batting second, the center fielder, number 24, Elliot Chang. Batting third, the first baseman, number 19, Max Bendette. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, number 22, Anderson Crompton. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 2, Alex Vitullo. Batting sixth, started on the bench, but he'll see the field later, number 3, Coleman Yajnik. Batting seventh, also starting on the bench, number 11, Gabriel Jaffe. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 13, Evan Shapiro. Ninth, the third baseman, number 12, Yun-Soo Ji. 10th, starting on the bench, number 6, Matthew Iannicelli. Batting 11th, and the right fielder to start the game, number 8, Leonardo Orochuya. And rounding out the lineup at the bottom of the order for the Giants, starting in left field, number 5, Otis Bates. So a much bigger lineup for the Giants today. The Red Sox are missing one of their key guys, Peter Van Dyke, absent today as his family had a planned trip, and you know, family plans always going to supersede Little League. We're not paying these players to stick around, so can't exactly get too mad at them when they miss the action.
Well, the Red Sox certainly wouldn't be here without his help. He was a material part of their success this year. It's too bad he's not here, but I'm sure the Red Sox can carry the torch for him. So you know, expect still just as a competitive of a game here.
Absolutely. And Holden, in your experience following this Little League action, you know, what kind of effect does it have when one team has more players than the other coming into their lineup?
Well, certainly it's a burden for the Giants to get around their order as many times as possible with the bottom of the order having, you know, just that extra batter or two. So strategically, you know, they're going to hope to get those players on base any which way they can.
10 players in attendance today for the Red Sox, 12 for the Giants. And we're going to start off with a 2-0 count as Peter Thorne misses high twice to the leadoff batter for the Giants, the catcher, number 9, Oshin Dian. And he golfs this one. It's going to curve foul into right field for strike 1.
Oshin's an all-around player. He really does it all. great player to have on the roster. A threat at all times, both offensively and defensively.
That one curves just enough to hit the top corner, strike 2. And Ocean Dian, like you said, all-around talent. He said his favorite position is any of them. Swings and misses there, goes down on strikes. 1 down to start here in the bottom of the first. And now coming up the center fielder, number 24, Elliot Chang, but a nice rebound from Peter Thorne there, missing high twice on one of the shorter players on the field, one of the smaller strike zones. Rebounds with 3 straight strikes. First pitch to Chang, hits the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, Cal and Peter seem to have a plan as the battery today. The brothers Thorne in the battery.
And that one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Brothers Thorne in the battery for the second game in a row, as the roles were reversed on Monday with Peter behind the plate and Cal on the mound. Peter's going to miss that pitch in the dirt again for ball 2. Elliot Chang, 12 years old, 2 years in the majors, 1 all-star appearance, plays all positions. His favorite is first base, as that one's going to drop low for ball 3. Elliot said his favorite highlight of the season is when one of his teammates, Anderson Crompton, hit a home run to kick off a game early in the season. And that's going to be ball 4. Chang patiently draws a 1-out walk there. And we have our first Giants base runner, as coming up, the first baseman, number 19, Max Bendette. Chases that one high for strike 1. Bendette, also 12 years old, just 1 year in the majors. Likes to play catcher, first base, and pitcher. Likes catcher the best. Favorite highlight was pitching a great game and getting great backup from his teammates, as we got a runner stealing. Chang heading down to second, and he's out.
What a throw.
Great read by Calvin Thorne on the throwdown, and a nice catch and tag by the shortstop, Max Jacobs.
Well executed.
That one is going to miss to the outside. And I believe that's a 1-2. I think that's a 1-2 count. Oh, 2-1 count. But it's a grounder here in play. Thorne bobbling it a bit, but picks it up and underhands it to first. Gets the out, and it'll sort of effectively be a 1-2-3 inning, as he did end it in 3 batters. No score at the end of 1. Alongside Holden Hodgson, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan for ASPN HD. We'll be back here at Elliott Field with the second inning in just a bit. Don't go away.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
We're back here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Holden Hodgson here for the second inning of the 2025 BYB Major A Town Championship Finals. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1 at the plate for the Red Sox. Now is number 13, Alan Lindy. Anderson Crompton back on the bump for the Giants as he gets strike 2 there. Crompton throwing efficiently to start the inning. Swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking ball on that one. 3 pitches, 3 strikes from Crompton to get the first out of the inning.
Really nice pitching to start from Anderson here. Composed. He's in control.
1 out now for the Red Sox. Up comes number 6, Alexander Dupuis. Shows bunt and lays it down. Crompton chases after it, picks it up, throw to first in time for out number 2.
It's a nice aggressive play call. You never know how the defense is going to respond.
Defense responds well on that play. The Red Sox tried to get sneaky there, and it did not work. 2 down quick here through just 4 pitches. And now, taking a high ball 1 is number 3, Max Jacobs. That's going to miss for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Jacobs. 11 years old, 1 year in the majors, likes to play catcher, outfield, and shortstop as he takes strike 1 on that one. Favorite highlight of the season was the semifinal game against the Royals where the Red Sox won narrowly 2-1 to earn their spot in the finals here. Jacobs takes strike 2 on that one, and when Jacobs is not playing baseball, likes to play basketball, read, and drive go-karts. Swing and a miss, and the Red Sox go down in order in the top of the second as Crompton gets 2 more Ks. He's got 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings of this contest.
Really competitive start.
Moving to the bottom of the second. So far we're seeing some strong pitching, but I'll tell you, Holden, baseball is such an interesting sport, and also sports just in general when it comes to watching the defense. It can be so tough because you can execute inning after inning after inning. One bad inning is all it takes, and all of a sudden it becomes a bad defensive game. It is such a tough burden, especially for the for that lonely guy on the mound. If anything gets hit off him, if his fielders mess up behind him, it can immediately get away from you real fast.
They really got to ride the waves here. We've seen it in the playoff games to this moment with comebacks and other teams defending their leads. But yeah, that change of pace and the change of direction or momentum, I guess you should say, is important to watch for. And certainly at this early stage of the game, it's unpredictable as well. So you really got to be baseball ready in every play, and hope both sides try and execute to their ability and see who comes out.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about watching sports, and especially with baseball, is, like you said, early in the game, the possibilities are borderline endless. And even though baseball, with its, no clock or anything like that, there's really never a full point where the possibilities aren't endless. But you definitely do feel a game gradually take shape as the game goes on. And seeing what the shape and the story of a game gradually come into focus as the game goes on. It's one of my favorite things about watching baseball and watching sports in general.
Certainly. And as you've seen base runners on both sides, I mean, moving them around to third base, however you can manufacture it, is important at the majors level. As we know, with the live ball, that base runner becomes very dangerous. So, I think both teams here are playing for that option to get someone on base and get them around.
Absolutely. Both teams have had just 1 base runner each, but now the Giants, with their second inning at the plate, leading off for them, number 22, Anderson Crompton. First pitch from Peter Thorne comes in high for ball 1. Crompton, 12 years old, 3 years in the majors, and 2 all-star appearances as he takes ball 2 in the dirt there. Likes to play pitcher, short, first, and center, particularly center. His favorite highlight of the season was hitting his first home run during a Little League game, as you saw mentioned by one of his teammates on their sheet as well. And when he's not playing baseball, likes to play soccer, basketball, and FIFA. As that one hits the zone for strike 1, Crompton taking that one all the way with a 3-ball count. Still a big threat to walk and get a leadoff runner aboard, as that one just misses ball 4. And Crompton is going to try and take off for second. Sneaky play in the throw. Sails into center field. Crompton is going to try for third as the center fielder dropped it. Heads down to third, and he's going to stop there. Oh, he comes up hobbled. Oh, no. Oh, it was a savvy athletic play by Anderson Crompton, but it ends with him down on his hands and knees. He appears to be holding his right heel. Oh, you don't want to see that, Holden. Oh. That was such a great play, but
hopefully he can gather himself.
Yeah.
He's a player. He plays hard, always does. You mentioned the other sports he plays. He's so active and athletically engaged. He pushes himself all the time, usually with great success, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he's standing upright. And fortunately for the Giants, he doesn't have far to go if they want him to come across the plate, as he has willed himself all the way to third base. That's the first time I've ever seen a walk immediately turn into a triple without another pitch being thrown. as Crompton, you mentioned, you know, players want to get on base so they can take advantage of that live ball ruling here in Major A, and Crompton taking advantage at another level. Before the catcher had even thrown it back to the pitcher, he dashes off for second. The throw to second from the catcher sails over the infielder's head into center field, and then Crompton takes third. And boy, if he hadn't gotten hobbled there, he might have potentially taken home plate on that one. As it looks like, did they sub someone out at third?
Yeah, it looks like they have a courtesy runner. Max Bend at the last out will come in as a courtesy runner. That's perfectly understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense. You want to play it safe. You don't want to mess around, especially if you want Crompton to come back on the mound when we flip to the top of the third. At the plate now for the Giants, number 2, Alex Vitullo, as he takes a high ball one there. Big opportunity for Vitullo here as he takes strike one with a runner on third and nobody out. Vitullo, 10 years old, first year in the majors, likes to play shortstop, catcher, pitcher, third, right, center, left, and second, but his favorite position is second base as he skies one out to right. If that drops fair, oh, it curved just foul.
Nice contact. Yeah, Alexander's following his brother into the majors. He's been a big contributor. Great pedigree. Good baseball mind. He plays hard.
Made great contact there, just a little bit too far behind the pitch and just a little too much side spin on that one as it curved right at the foul line. 1-2 the count. In there for strike 3 as Peter Thorne rebounds nicely to get out number 1.
That was a competitive pitch, and now you can see the defense is certainly alert to the Giants' aggressive base running plans. I mean, Anderson basically turned a walk into a triple. The scorecard will say walk and stolen base and error, but the runner's at third by design. They're being aggressive.
And now the substitute runner, Max Bendet, standing in his place so they can make sure Crompton's okay. At the plate, number 3, Coleman Yajnik, as that's going to hit the zone. 0-2, the count to Yajnik, with 1 out and a runner at third. That one misses outside. Good watch by Yajnik for ball 1. Yajnik, 11 years old, 1 year in the majors, likes to play first and second base. His favorite is second, but his favorite highlight of the season is actually getting to pitch, as he takes a high ball 2 there. And when not playing baseball, likes to play soccer. So we got a lot of multi-sport athletes, pretty common at this age. You like to see it.
Love to see it.
And a hard bouncer over to short, fielded, bobbled, and the run is going to come in. Bendet trots home as Yajnik reaches on what might be considered an E6, but might have potentially brought in the run either way. Regardless of how you put it on your score sheet, it is a run for the Giants as they take the 1-0 lead here at Elliott Field.
Alex, the shortstop, had big eyes. He thought he might be able to look him back. That's a tough play. I'm sure he'll do better next time.
Runner at first, 1 out, 1-0 Giants lead.
These are the waves, the highs and lows that we talked about. Immediately they're coming into play.
Now at the plate, number 11 Gabriel Jaffe, as he takes a strike there. I believe 0-2 is now the count. Jaffe, 11 years old, 2 years in the majors, likes to play pitcher, third, second, and right. His favorite position is pitcher, as he fouls that one off to stay alive. And of course, Jaffe was a very effective pitcher on Monday, came on in relief of Bendet, pitched the last 4 innings of the game and managed to hold on to a 3-2 lead despite the tying run getting to third in the 6th inning, but he takes strike 3 there for the second out as Peter Thorne still attacking the strike zone.
Showing some real moxie on the mound here, not to concede anything, even with a tough start to the inning.
And Evan Shapiro skies one out to center field, and it's a can of corn for the Red Sox center fielder Takumi Minamiguchi. And that will end the bottom of the second, but the Giants first on the board here in the BYB Major A-Town Championship Finals. 1-0 after 2. We'll be back in the 3rd inning right after this.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. it always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts for ASPN HD. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. I can say my own name, I swear. Alongside Holden Hodgson here as we go to the top of the third inning of the 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division Town Championship Final. The Giants holding a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox after scoring the game's first run in the bottom of the second. Anderson Crompton, after getting himself to third and then having to come off the bags due to a slight injury on his right leg, back on the mound and missing the first couple pitches low. 2-0 the count to the Red Sox leadoff hitter, number 2, Griffin Evans. That one hits the zone. 2-1 now the count.
Here's Griffin, league age 11. This is his first year in majors.
Takes high ball 3 there.
He's got a good approach here. He's looking for his. One of his favorite highlights of the season was coming back and winning. Oh, I imagine that was in several games, but he's got the right attitude.
Chases that one a bit high. A full count here to Evans to start the top of the third. Ooh, steps back and takes strike 3 as Crompton rebounds nicely after falling behind in the count. 1 down, bases empty. Now coming up, number 24, Nate Urcolino. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Nate's also an 11-year-old. He's been in majors for 2 years. He's a strong kid. If he connects, this could be a power stroke.
That one comes in low, ball 1. It is wild seeing the different heights and different strike zones that pitchers have to contend with at this level. You know, we saw the difference between Evans and Urcolino is like almost like a head taller as Urcolino takes strike 2. So an in the zone pitch to Evans is a low ball for Urcolino, and then a high ball to Evans is a strike to Urcolino. That one gonna miss outside. That would miss no matter who the batter was. 2-2 the count.
And Nate does have a home run this year, so we'll watch out.
That one hits the high inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Anderson Crompton. He's averaging 2 strikeouts an inning. He's got 6 so far through 2 2/3. And for the Red Sox, rounding out their batting order, coming to the plate now, number 9, Tom Rothschild. And fouls off the first pitch. Strike 1.
Tom's a tough kid. He was playing around on the playground and had an injury and got a couple stitches above his right eye, and he's here to play today. No excuses.
Low ball 1 there, 1-1 the count to Rothschild. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Rothschild perhaps a little overeager with his swings as he's been ahead twice now. Striking out the side, Anderson Crompton. 3 up and 3 down for the second inning in a row. This time, all Ks. 7 batters fanned by Anderson Crompton through the first 3.
Really impressed.
We've seen a lot of strong pitching here in the finals, and that just shows why these two teams are here, because what is it they always say? Defense wins championships? That's what both the Red Sox and the Giants have been putting on display here in the finals.
Certainly is. He's got a shutdown mentality right now. And one of the more experienced players in all majors, also a player who participated in our club organization and will play all summer, including representing us on the Williamsport Little League team. He's just such a great example of the top kind of athlete and player we have in BYB, and again, in many of the sports he plays, including the soccer team he also plays for.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the cool things about the youth level is you get to see kids that are just athletes. You know, they're not they haven't been forced to specialize so that they can compete with other guys who are at the same level who have specialized. They're just at that stage in their life, they're built different, and they're able to express that in a lot of different ways. You know, because they're not at a level that forces you to specialize and just pick one thing to be good at.
It's enthusiasm, really. It's athleticism and enthusiasm, and the parents have to support it, and they do. And it's an effort here for families to get everyone where they're going. Of course, Anderson's father is a coach, as are a lot of the other coaches here of the players, and that's what makes this league great. Is we got great athletes, but great coaches and families that support them.
And meanwhile, Peter Thorne back on the mound for his third inning of work. He's been solid so far. 1 run allowed through 2 innings, thanks to some Herculean base running efforts from Anderson Crompton. Leading off for the Giants here in the bottom of the third will be number 12, Yunsu Ji. Swing and a miss there, strike 1 to G.
Yeah, Yunsu's played a lot of positions this year. He is a 12, but this is his first year in majors.
Takes a low, ball 1 there, and you're not wrong. It says third, right, left, center, and second, but his favorite position is second. As he takes that one low and away for ball 2. We got some breezes coming through here, which I'll tell you I appreciate as the guy wearing full business attire out here on a 90-degree day.
Yeah, we've been waiting for nice weather / warm weather here, but it swings quickly to the other extreme, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, welcome to New England. Don't like the weather, wait a minute. Full count now to G after he fouls that one to the backstop.
His kit looks really professional here, despite just the first year in majors. He looks like a major leaguer.
Swing and a miss, and Peter Thorne takes care of business to get the inning opening strikeout.
The pitchers are doing so well, both of them.
Absolutely. I mean, so easy for Thorne's efforts to get overshadowed with how dominant Crompton's been through the first 3 innings, but Thorne himself has 4 strikeouts already through 2 1/3, as that one's going to skip in the dirt for ball 1. In the box now for the Giants, number 6, Matthew Iannicelli. Rare lefty hitter here as went around on that one. Strike 1.
Matthew brings a great attitude to the game. He's a 12-year-old. This is his first year in majors. He's played a lot of infield positions, including outfield positions. He does it all, and he does it with a good attitude.
Misses, appears to be behind the pitches from Thorne so far, 1 and 2 in the count. His favorite highlight of the season was going 3 for 3 at the plate in a game, and he'd certainly love to have a similarly strong performance at the plate here with everything on the line. Fouls that one off to stay alive at 1 and 2.
He had a hard hit ball in the previous game that was fielded well, but I mean he made contact, so could be a surprising hitter here.
And chases that one high for strike 3. Sometimes you teach hitters to protect the plate when they're behind in the count with 2 strikes. Sometimes batters get a little over jittery protecting the plate and they end up swinging at something they shouldn't. It's just the never-ending battle of swing or don't swing when you're at the plate. It used to drive me crazy when I was in Little League. It's one of the reasons I couldn't hack it. 1 and 1 the count to the current Giants batter, number 8, Leonardo Orichuia. Takes strike 2 there.
Another 11-year-old here, first year in the majors, plays outfield mainly.
Swing and a miss. And Peter Thorne answers right back on Crompton by striking out the side himself. He's got 6 Ks of his own, just trailing behind Crompton. It's a real pitcher's duel out here at Elliott Field. 1-0 the Giants lead after 3. We'll be back with the 4th inning here on ASPN HD right after this.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts for the top of the 4th inning of the 2025 BYB Major A Town Championship Final. Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Holden Hodgson for ASPN HD. The Red Sox back at the plate, trailing the Giants 1-0 here at the midway point of the game. Anderson Crompton back on the bump for the Giants. Excuse me. As the Red Sox back to the top of the order The Red Sox going fully around their order through exactly the midway point of this game, so they're on pace for everyone to get exactly 2 at-bats currently.
This is time. You can feel the anticipation's up here. The energy in the dugouts is up. Those watching know something might happen here.
Peter Thorne hits a dribbler over to second, fielded cleanly, flipped to first for out number 1. First ball on the field for the Red Sox in a little while, but the Giants take care of business as second baseman Gabriel Jaffe fields that ball well, throws to Max Bendette at first for the simple 4-3 ground out.
Anderson's been so challenging that players are reaching for what they can get.
And Ernest Kanegi reaches and lines one out to right, skips away from the right fielder, but not far enough to get a base hit, as it is recovered nicely out in right by Leonardo Orochuya. And Ernest Kanegi with our first base hit since the first inning. Calvin Thorne, the only other player on both teams with a base hit so far today. And he is now the batter at the plate.
Represents the go-ahead run. He has home run power. He was in our home run derby. And let's see, this is a duel. This is what we came here for.
And that one skips in the dirt, but well recovered by Evan Shapiro behind the plate as they make a pickoff attempt, but Kanegi dives back safely. But speaking on Shapiro, anything by him, and Kanegi gets to move into scoring position, so an important job behind the plate there, and an important battle with a runner at first. Big swing and a miss there for Thorne, 2-1. Now the count as the throwback gets away, but well backed up by the shortstop for the Giants, Elliot Chang.
These teams are so well coached. Longtime majors coaches and new coaches to the majors both have done a great job.
That one catches the outside corner. Thorne expecting that one to curve to the outside, but Crompton gets the strike, 2-2. And Thorne rips one out to left, bounces past the left fielder and goes to the wall. Kanegi and Thorne are both going to round the bags and head down into scoring position. Throw briefly gets away from third, but not far enough to try and risk it. Calvin Thorne with a single, moving to second on the E7. And now runners at second and third. The Red Sox starting to put together a threatening situation here, trailing by 1, the tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. Coming to the plate, number 22, Takumi Minamiguchi.
Very exciting moment here. And as we've seen, the coaches have to rotate their players. As you mentioned, Evans behind the plate now. Defense looks a little different. Let's see what they can do.
First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Minamiguchi as the wind really gusting now here at Elliott Field. That could play a factor into any batted balls. That one also hits the zone. Strike 2. Minamiguchi was the Red Sox last chance at the plate in the bottom of the 6th on Monday. Went down on strikes, fouls this one off to stay alive. He's trying to come through with a big play here. Was a big part of the Red Sox offense on Monday. He scored their first run of the game in the second inning. And now he hits a bouncer, and that's gonna go in between the fielders. Everyone will reach safely. Takumi Minamiguchi coming through clutch and driving in the tying run as Kanegi in to score.
That's impressive. He made the last out in the previous game. I know he felt a lot of emotions about that. He's got to feel good about that.
Yeah, it'd be a stat taker's decision whether you call that an error or a single, as the shortstop and third baseman were both struggling to see if they could get that ball. But the important thing for the Red Sox is they got the run across, and everyone reached safely. Calvin Thorne now at third with Minamiguchi at first. At the plate, number 13, Alan Lindy. Swing and a miss there. I believe that's strike one. I think it's a 1-1 count to Lindy now, unless I'm mistaken. Lindy went down on strikes his last time up to lead off the top of the second. Takes that one high and in. Minamiguchi going to take second unopposed, as they're not going to try and risk it with Thorne at third.
It's the right idea.
That one's going to miss, and that is, I want to say ball 3. I think it's 3-1. It might be 2-2. And no, it is 3-1. I had it right. And that one's going to miss to the outside, and Lindy is going to walk the bases full.
What a moment in the game here.
And a timeout called, as the coach going to come out and talk to his pitcher, Anderson Crompton. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't that Anderson's dad who is the coach currently coming out, or was that one of the other coaches?
No, that's right. That's Coach Brian Crompton. He and Aaron Jaffe have led the Giants this year. They're both longtime BYB board members and enthusiastic coaches. Brian knows a lot about baseball. He's one of our key assets, but he's also such a positive person overall that I think whether he's coaching his own son or the rest of the team, he just pushes towards positive results. Let's see if he can say the right things to his team right here to get some plays. I mean, there's plenty of other opportunities to make plays here now in this inning, and then get back in the game with their lineup. You got to believe. So, I see the left fielder also trying to, shake it off and get back in the game. That's what's required here. So I believe they'll show their best here and see if the Red Sox can challenge.
1 out, and the base is juiced as up comes number 6, Alex Dupuis. And a very tight situation for Anderson Crompton, as after that timeout and meeting with the full infield and his head coach, he steps back in, misses high for ball 1. A walk here would bring in the go-ahead run with the bases full for the Red Sox, but a grounder could potentially end the inning if the Giants are able to turn 2 with 1 out. Dupuis swings and misses at that one. 1-1 the count. Calvin Thorne at third, Takumi Minamiguchi at second, Alan Lindy at first. That pitch going to hit the zone. 1-2 the count to Dupuis.
Anderson's thinking strikeout all the way. He wants to help himself.
Dupuis grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. That one's going to miss to the outside. Good eye for ball 2. 2-2. And that one catches the corner for strike 3. Big strikeout get for Crompton. And now it's bases loaded, 2 outs, as up comes number 3, Max Jacobs.
Among his hobbies is driving go-karts. Well, let's see if he can drive a ball here, huh?
Absolutely. We got a switch, I think. Yeah, they moved Jaffe to third for the Giants, and I think they moved Iannicelli over to second.
That's correct.
That pitch in there for strike 1. Jacobs, his last time up, went down on strikes to end the second. That one a wild pitch and a hard ricochet, but Thorne charging in, slides in, safe. The Red Sox take the lead on the wild pitch and a wild ride that play was. They're going to check on Evan Shapiro as the quick throw to the plate bounced off his face mask. He appears to be okay. Calvin Thorne in to score. The Red Sox take the 2-1 lead as Lindy and Minamiguchi both advance along the base paths. Now second and third, a forced play only at first base now. A 1-1 count to Jacobs, and the Red Sox with the lead.
Yeah, the Giants really got to flush it here and focus on getting their last. Certainly they can do it. Anderson gave a lot of effort to potentially make a play at the plate when he crashed down. It was closer than you might have expected for how that ball bounced.
Yeah, well, I mean, for how that ball bounced, I thought it was going to backfire on Thorne taking off. It was coming right back to the catcher, but it ricocheted so hard, it rolled past him, and Crompton had to come in and grab it himself. That pitch going to miss outside, ball 2 to Jacobs. Swing and a miss there, strike 2.
Quite a pitch.
2-2 the count, 2 down, runners at second and third. Swing and a miss. Crompton ends the inning, but some big plays from the Red Sox. The RBI hit from Takumi Minamiguchi to drive in Ernest Kanegi, and then Calvin Thorne coming in on the wild pitch. And just like that, we move to the bottom of the fourth with the script flipped. The Red Sox leading the Giants 2-1.
Well said.
What do we say? You know, baseball, no clock. There's never any point where the possibilities aren't to some degree limitless.
That's right.
But you see the shape take form for the game. You see the story come into focus more and more as it goes. You know, we saw a real pitcher's duel early, and, you know, we're still seeing good pitching, but we're seeing the offense starting to find ways to manufacture runs, and we're seeing a back and forth thriller coming into form here at Elliott Field.
We certainly are. I mean, we had some foul balls early as the hitters were trying to get around on some of the high velocity pitches these pitchers have, and then they've squared some up now in play and had success there with some outfield hits, singles, but they've done their job.
And now after the Red Sox cycled to the top of the order for the top half of the fourth, the Giants set to get to the top of their order as their last batter coming to the plate for the first time. Otis Bates will be leading off here in the bottom of the fourth, followed by the top of the order with Oshin Deegan and Elliott Chang, with Peter Thorne returning to the hill for the Red Sox for his fourth inning of work.
Well, just as it was in the top of the fourth, the Giants are looking to turn the lineup over and get the heart of their order in action here. This is going to be a high leverage inning.
Stepping into the box for the Giants, number 5, Otis Bates, as he takes a high ball one there.
Otis is an 11-year-old, first year in majors.
Takes a low one there for ball 2.
Otis represents the kind of player that we've welcomed into BYB. We're an all-inclusive league here, and you know the coaches develop all the players they have on their roster, and you know they all can be surprising. So you know we're very hopeful that all of them have points of success here.
That one gonna hit the zone, strike 2. Otis Bates also likes to play soccer when not playing baseball, so another multi-sport kid. Takes strike 3 there as Peter Thorne opens the inning with his 4th straight strikeout. Now we cycle to the top of the order with number 9, Oshin Deegan.
His helmet is the Bandits helmet, longtime Bandits player. Again, all around successful baseball player, high baseball IQ. He gets on base, it'll be trouble.
And that one's going to miss low and away. 2-0 the count to Dean. Went down on strikes in the bottom of the first. That one going to hit the zone, 2-1.
Pitchers do seem to be going high-low here, so they're really selecting good pitches.
And connects with this one out to center and caught for out number 2, Alan Lindy. Having moved out to center field from his spot behind the plate with Cal Thorne at the backstop for the Red Sox.
That was a nice piece. Had a chance.
Yeah, good contact, just wrong spot. Now batting number 24, Elliott Chang, 2 down. Takes strike 1. Swing and a miss there. Behind in the count, 0-2.
See if you can lock in. Don't give up.
That one misses low and away, ball 1.
Tough take.
That one is going to miss just outside as well. Elliott Chang, patient in the box, working his way to a 2-2 count.
Another player that will represent us this summer.
And slices that one foul. And so he stays alive at 2-2. That one almost right at our camera there. But thankfully, our producer, Arlen Shostak, avoiding damage either to him or his equipment. High ball 3 as Chang battling his way to a full count here with 2 down in the inning.
What an at-bat.
And a hard hit ball, and it's just foul. That one bouncing past first base, but just to the right of it.
That could have been trouble. The right fielder was playing it well.
Just a little too far behind it. But good contact here, but once again right at Alan Lindy. Making 2 straight catches out in center field as the Giants go down in order. Through 4 here at Elliott Field. The Red Sox now the team on top, 2-1 over the Giants alongside Holden Hodgson. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. We'll be back for the 5th inning after a quick break.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 5th inning here in the 2025 BYB Major A Town Championship Final. The Red Sox leading the Giants 2-1. Slight correction from last inning. It was Alan Lindy, not Calvin Thorne, making those catches out in center field for the Red Sox to end the 4th inning. Now the Red Sox at the plate, coming to the plate, or standing at the plate and taking 2 low balls to start. Number 2, Griffin Evans. Anderson Crompton at the dish for the Giants, and fields a ground ball back to him. Flips to first for out number 1. And you mentioned it when we were talking during the break, Holden, that Crompton getting up there in pitch count might have to come off the mound soon for the Giants. As that first pitch to Nate Urcolino inside for ball 1.
Both pitchers have done a great job. They're playing their role perfectly. The coaches will have to make some decisions soon.
That one low for ball 2, 2-0 the count to Urcolino. Urcolino went down on strikes back in the 3rd inning, but he makes contact and fouls that one off. Strike 1. So the Red Sox will have the top of their order either coming up this inning or next inning, as they are currently on pace to fill out the full bottom of their order here with Evans, Urcolino, and Rothschild. Urcolino taking strike 1 in the high corner there, or strike 2. As he swings and misses, ball got away from the catcher. Urcolino taking off for first. Long throw to first is in time for the out, so the strikeout is fulfilled there. Nice throw from behind the plate by Evan Shapiro.
Forgive me. And a great example of Majors baseball where we have the drop third strike rule and catchers are required to make such a precise play. Doesn't always happen, but that was great.
2 down here in the top of the 5th. Now batting number 9, Tom Rothschild. Went down on strikes to end the 3rd, his last time up. Swing and a miss out in front of that one, strike 1. And Rothschild hits a chopper and juggled by the infield, and Tom Rothschild reaches with the 2-out hit. And the Giants trying to play some heads-up ball, trying to say that Rothschild turned to the left instead of the right after hitting first base, but the ump not giving him that one.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way, but that is heads-up baseball. You're always in the play until it's timeout. As the ump says, good baseball here. Everyone's locked in, trying to make a play, not giving up. Here's the top of the order. Let's see what happens.
All right, so Rothschild gets on base with 2 down. We cycle to the top of the order now. Number 19, Peter Thorne, hits the first one right back to Crompton. Quick throw to first And that will end the inning. Red Sox not able to do any damage there, but they are still in the lead 2-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Giants: Bendett, Crompton, and Vitullo. And Holden, what is the pitch count rule at this level when you got to take a pitcher out?
Well, for the 11 and 12-year-olds, it's 85. They can start their last batter at or below 85. But there's also, Brookline observes a must-sit rule when the rosters bring 10 or more players. And certainly with the Giants with 12, given a 6-inning game, all players will sit.
Okay, so there's a certain number of innings where, regardless of the pitch count, the pitcher has to sit down so long as they got 10 or more guys out there?
That's the case. Well, it would be in the Giants' case, especially when there are 12. Yeah, because of 6 innings, you'll need two innings.
Okay, so is Crompton not going to be able to come back for the 6th inning?
I think that's the case.
Okay. In the meantime, Peter Thorne back on the bump for the Red Sox for his 5th inning of work, trying to answer back in this pitcher's duel he's been having with Crompton. These two teams engaged in a tight defensive contest on Monday, with the Giants getting a 3-2 win. Now the Red Sox, the team up by 1, heading into the later stages of this one.
Big part of the order.
I believe they're sticking with the all-Thorne battery here, as it's going to be a fly ball off the first pitch out to right center. Oh, just out of reach as Max Bendett racing around to second, and he just barely slides around the tag. Almost got him, but Max Bendett with a launcher for a leadoff double, the tying run in scoring position here as the heart of the Giants order trying to make something happen here in the bottom of the 5th. Now coming up, number 22, Anderson Crompton takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Big moment here for Anderson.
Crompton played a big role in the Giants getting their first run as he tips that one for strike 1. Last time up, Crompton drew a walk, immediately stole second while the ball was still being thrown back to the pitcher. Then took third on error, but now he's launching one out to the left field wall. This will tie the game. Bendett trotting home. Anderson Crompton hobbling down to second in pain, having himself a Kirk Gibson game here with the way he is playing in all phases.
Very heroic. What a play. What a hit. Strong.
Hold on. Let me check.
Timeout on the field.
And with Crompton still the pitcher of record, I imagine the Giants coach is probably discussing whether or not they can just put in a courtesy runner instead of a full pinch runner, as Crompton's sitting down there at second base, as it seems like he twisted his ankle, I think is what I'm hearing.
On the slide at second at that previous time on the bases, it's certainly possible. Bases aren't fully anchored, but they do have a base plate in them. The umpire's discussing it with the Red Sox coach here.
Oh, no, I just want to be sure he works here.
And just making sure both sets of coaches are on the up and up of what's happening here. Oh, and I think what they're trying to figure out is whether they could put in a courtesy runner and still keep him in the game, since he was the pitcher at the top half of the inning. But since, according to the rules that you mentioned before, Holden, he's no longer the pitcher, and so they can't courtesy run him, and so They're going to keep him on the bases there with nobody out. And a runner at second, and we're all squared at 2 apiece. Up comes number 2, Alex Vitullo.
Sure, Anderson's going to give it everything he got.
Swing and a miss there, strike 1.
You can see Anderson taking an aggressive lead. He's a heads-up base runner.
Heads-up base runner, an aggressive base runner, and just an all-around gutsy player, as today has shown in spades. 2-1 the count to Vitullo. Anderson Crompton responsible for both Giants' runs so far. Scored 1, drove in another. Strike 2 there to Vitullo. And Crompton also having pitched all 5 innings for the Giants thus far, although he will be replaced on the mound for the 6th inning. Vitullo slices one up in the air, and Peter Thorne under it for out number 1. And a heads-up throw down to third to keep an eye on the speedy Anderson Crompton.
Look at the whole defense move. Right, the left fielder, the third baseman, everyone alert. Catcher running down, just in case. They're super alert. They don't want to give up the lead here. Keep it where it is. Well-coached defense. And not a lot of coach talk here. The players know what to do.
There was a bit of a debate there between Calvin Thorne behind the plate and Anderson Crompton at second about how much he was allowed to take a lead, as that first pitch fouled off by Cole Yajnik for strike 1, and so the ump kind of had to call a timeout just to just give everyone a chance to take a breath there.
The answer is none. You have to stay on the base until the ball crosses the path on every pitch. Once it crosses the home plate, then it is live ball.
That one comes in high for ball 1. Yajnik, his last time up, grounded into that error at short that brought in Ben Dett, who was in as the courtesy runner for Crompton. 1-2 now the count. And that's high for ball 2. And swing and a miss there, strike 3. 2 straight big out gets for Peter Thorne, trying to get out of this inning with the score still tied.
He's at 78 pitches
now
here,
at the
Peter Thorne
plate, number 11, Gabriel Jaffe. Jaffe did have an RBI hit on Monday and was also a big contributor on the mound for the Giants in their win over the Red Sox. Now up with the go-ahead run in scoring position and 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th as he takes ball 1 here. And this is what's so wild, Holden, is if the Giants score 1 more run, then the game could end in the next half inning, as the top of the 6th and final inning of regulation is coming up. But if the Giants don't score and the Red Sox get out of this with a tie, then the next inning might not even be the last inning.
That's right. As you can see on your screen, the crowd is growing here. The excitement is up. We've got a game here, and everyone, players, coaches, and fans are all locked in on this.
2-1 the current count to Jaffe. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. 2-2 the count. Can the young man with the bomb pop colored bat deliver a bomb or at least some pop? That one's gonna miss. Good eye, a full. Boy, I love baseball, Holden. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 2nd to last inning. Go ahead run at second, tie ball game in a championship. I love it.
What a moment.
Jaffe steps back into the box. Hits it foul up the first base line. And you know what it is, Holden? It's those moments in between every pitch. The tension just builds like a horror movie, waiting for the monster to just jump out and get you.
Yeah.
Is this monster going to be an out or a big hit? It's going to be a walk. And a steal to third. And they got him. He slid off the bag and they applied the tag. Calvin Thorne not getting fooled again as he throws it down to Alex Dupuis. They catch Anderson Crompton trying to sneak past him as the Ninja Runner could not get past him this time.
What a game. Emblematic of all the alert plays we've seen. Aggressive on offense and complementary defense, ready for such challenges. Just about who makes the play.
And what happened, it looked like the ump signaled that Crompton came off the bag after his slide. He was trying to come in. But we'll talk about it more when we come back. We're through 5 here, all tied up, 2-2. You don't want to miss the next inning, folks. Stay tuned.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
All right, here we go. Last inning of regulation. Top of the 6th here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here in the 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division Town Championship Finals. The Red Sox and Giants tied at 2 apiece as the Giants, off 2 clutch doubles from Max Bendett and Anderson Crompton, tied up the score. And now Crompton, due to the rules of the league, forced to come off the mound. As you can see, replacing him there, number 24, Elliot Chang. He'll be facing the 2-3-4 hitters for the Red Sox, Ernest Kanegi, Calvin Thorne, and Takumi Minami-Gucci. Leading off is Kanegi as he fouls off the first pitch, strike 1.
And you can hear the excitement in the field area here. Both dugouts are really pumped up.
And a timeout called. False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down. Wait, wrong sport. That pitch gonna miss, low and away, ball 1. Kanegi, his last time up, got a 1-out single in the top of the 4th and came in to score the Red Sox first run as part of their 2-run rally that represents all of their runs so far. Kanegi takes a high, ball 2, so this is exactly who the Red Sox want coming up. This is the exact part of the order they want coming up in a tight spot like this as that one bounces in the dirt. 3-1, the count to Kanegi.
And the pitcher will hope to settle down here a little bit.
It's always so tough because, you know, we mentioned it earlier, there's no specialists at this level, so guys aren't trained to be relief pitchers. And it can be such a tough spot as that one is fouled off by Kanegi, and we're going to have a full count to start here in the top of the 6th and final inning of regulation. And I have to specify regulation because we are tied. And so it's a very real possibility that we could be going into extra innings. But all that depends on whether these two teams score the same or different numbers of runs in the top and bottom half of this inning.
We've got our money's worth so far.
Payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Kanegi late to the swing, and he goes down on strikes. Big first out get for Elliot Chang.
Looked like an off-speed pitch there. Good pitch selection.
Now coming to the plate, number 12, Calvin Thorne. That one misses outside, ball 1. Thorne 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. Scored the second run for the Red Sox on a wild pitch. Skies this one foul and out of play. And of course, in the 6th inning on Monday, he had a leadoff double, managed to get his way to third, but was left stranded there as the potential tying run for the Red Sox. you know he's hungry for a big hit here. Tips that one off the face mask of the catcher for strike 2. 2 straight foul balls. He's attacking, but hasn't quite gotten the contact he wanted. Evan Shapiro, the catcher for the Giants, looks okay.
Well, Cal's walk-up song in the All-Star game was Eye of the Tiger. I think that's what he's bringing to the plate here. Hungry and a hunter for the pitch he likes.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. I'll take that one as well.
The umpire, Doug, in control. We've come to know him for this. High-quality umpire. No debate on any of the calls so far. Really good job.
And taking a moment to brush off the plate here. After taking a moment to check on Shapiro behind the plate. 1-2 the count. And that one comes in low for ball 2. Good eye by Thorne.
Coach, Giants coach saying be baseball ready here. Be ready for contact.
And Thorne launches one way back in center field. Couldn't be caught. Thorne racing down to second and slides in. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night with a 1-out double.
Eye of the Tiger. He lives for these moments. Nice hit ball. Good effort by the center fielder. Tried to get there. Cole tried to get that. Just he found the right spot on that ball. The batter did.
Cole Yajnik almost had himself a Willie Mays moment there in his Giants uniform out in center. This close to making what would have been the catch of the year.
You said
But
it.
instead, the go-ahead run, trying to get to third, and he will get to third, sneaking past the defense on the exchange after strike 1 was thrown. Runner at third, 1 out, Takumi Minamiguchi at the plate. And he slices this one foul and out of play. I mentioned earlier how on Monday, Minamiguchi was at the plate with Thorne at third and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, with the Red Sox trailing 3-2. Now it's 2-2 and 1 out, but still his teammate Thorne at third, representing a potential pivotal third run for the Red Sox. 0-2 the count to Minamiguchi. And he takes a high ball 1.
Red Sox borrowing a page from the Giants book in terms of aggressive base running, just being alert on the ball coming back from the catcher to the pitcher and advancing on that.
In there, strike 3, big second out get for Chang. And it's gonna come down to number 13, Alan Lindy. The potential go-ahead run at third, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. The Red Sox trying to take the lead here in the last inning of regulation. Swing and a miss there. Lindy out in front of that one. 0-1.
None of these batters want to be cheated here at this stage of the game. They're here to hit.
That one gonna miss high and away. Ball 1. Lindy, his last time up, drew a walk, was left stranded at second. Hits a bouncer over to short, bounces past the shortstop. The Red Sox have the lead. Alan Lindy coming through in the clutch.
That was a do or die for the shortstop. He knew it, gave it all the effort. It was going to be a single or a put out at first. There was probably no way of even holding the runner at third given the aggressive base running. So that was a real aggressive play to try and get the second out.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that, like, at the high school level, I would easily call an E6. Here at Little League, it's like, that was a hard play. That was not a gimme. Like you said, he had to charge because it was a slow, high bouncer. But the Red Sox, off the big hit from Alan Lindy, driving in Calvin Thorne, now have the 3-2 lead over the Giants, as it is a 1-1 count now to Alex Dupuis at the plate. Elliot Chang trying to get out of the inning with a manageable deficit. Dupuis hits a grounder over to short, fielded by Dian, and he flips to second, rebounds nicely for the fielder's choice there at second. That ends the inning, but now the pressure cooker.
Oh, I must have misspoke. I thought they only had one. So, you know, obviously O'Sheen at shortstop, if he made that play, it would have been out of the inning. So, you know,
yeah.
again, just underlines the point of do
Yeah,
or die,
but
get
again,
in.
it was a slow high bouncer. He had to charge in for it. So if he had waited for it, if he had waited to make the safer grab, he wouldn't have gotten Lindy in time at first with how slow it was coming to him. He had to attack that ball. You know, like we were saying earlier with another play at short, I think by the Red Sox, when the Giants scored a run, it's like, it's the right play, it's what you're supposed to do, but it's a lot easier said than done. And, you know, that's why you can't really hold anything against him for not being able to make what would have been, you know, a highlight-worthy play if he had made it.
Indeed, indeed.
And now the Red Sox in the driver's seat, the Giants in the pressure cooker here. Bottom of the 6th inning, Red Sox 3, Giants 2, identical flipped score. The mirror image of the scoreboard from Monday, as the Red Sox, due to the same rules, have to switch pitchers. Takumi Minamiguchi on the mound, trying to be the hero and close it out for the Red Sox as he takes over for Peter Thorne. He'll be facing, for the Giants, Evan Shapiro, Yunsu Ji, and Matthew Iannicelli.
Well, the Giants dugout know the assignment here. Get the energy up and hope for the best execution they can get out of the bottom of their order here. No small task, but see if the Red Sox can, you know, control their nerves as well. It's very exciting, and this is what the kids live for. But you know, they're still just kids. So let's see what we can get out of these kids right now. I expect a thrilling, you know, bottom half here, and see if we can push it into extras.
Yeah.
Or come from behind walk-off. You never know.
You never know. Exactly. What do we say? Even as the game's story takes shape, the possibilities are never quite limitless in a game with no clock. And that's what I love about it. And Holden, you really prophesied one of the big key factors of this game, because we talked about how the Giants take a little longer to get through their order. They had more kids here today, and now they're coming up here in the final inning with the bottom of their order due up, and you wonder where they would be if they had fewer kids. Not that I would ever advocate for that, because this is Little League. This is all about fun. It's all about an opportunity for the kids to get to play the game they love. So there's, you know, even if it might be a strategic disadvantage in one way or another, you know, it's absolutely the right thing to do to play as many kids as you can.
It's where memories are made. Let's see if they can do it. Again, the burden is on the defense as well to play loose and play within their skills and try and make plays. Alan Lenny's catching now. They've moved the defense around a little bit.
Yep, they've switched from the all-Thorn battery to a battery of Minamiguchi and Lindy, as both teams were forced to change pitchers after some strong efforts from Anderson Crompton and Peter Thorne, each one allowing just 2 runs through 5 innings, playing basically even on the hill. And we saw Elliot Chang gave up 1 run, but ultimately got out of it with minimal damage. And now we'll see how Minamiguchi responds to the pressure on the hill here in the bottom half of the 6th.
His catchers gave him a good pep talk, hand on the shoulder, you got this. Great team spirit, great sportsmanship.
Stepping up, number 13, Evan Shapiro. And he golfs the first one he sees, going way back, being tracked, caught in the outfield by Calvin Thorne.
What a hit. What a piece. A great play in center field by Calvin Thorne.
Boy, that's one of those, if he pulled it more to the left, to the shorter part of straightaway left field, that might have been gone.
Yeah, indeed, he really got all of that. He's got to hold his head high.
1 pitch, 1 out, but a scary out, as the next pitch from Minamiguchi going to hit the outside corner. At the plate here, number 12, Yunsu Ji. That one going to miss low for ball 1. And Evan Shapiro sending a message with that swing, maybe the lower part of the order, but we can still put some pop on that ball. Don't underestimate us. That one skips in the dirt, ball 2. You know, like we said before, no specialists here. No one is trained in being a relief pitcher. Sometimes it takes a guy a little bit to warm up and shake out the nerves, especially in a tight situation like this.
Well said.
That one just misses. Ball 3. A 3-1 hitters count here to Yunsu Ji. And fouls this one out of play. We got a full count here with 1 out. G trying to get on the base pads to represent the potential tying run. Minamiguchi trying to get 1 out closer to victory. And it's going to bounce off the dish. And G is going to jog down to first with the free pass.
Pressure's on.
Tying run at first. Now up number 6, Matthew Iannicelli. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. And that's really the important thing for Minamiguchi. No matter how much the pressure gets to him, you can't stop throwing strikes.
That's right.
Throws another one, 0-2. Iannicelli behind in this one. Fouled to the backstop. Iannicelli stays alive.
Good fight.
Iannicelli went down on strikes back in the bottom of the 3rd. That one too low. Runners taken off for second, and even without the slide, G just barely beats the throw.
That was close.
That was close. I was surprised he didn't slide on that one. Comes in standing up, successfully moves into scoring position. And a grounder over to 3rd, and it's juggled by the 3rd baseman, Kanegi. He's going to hold the lead runner at 2nd. But Iannicelli going to reach first, and the winning run is on the bases now for the Giants.
Here's an important timeout from the coach. High stakes here. Got to have a plan.
Still 2 more batters before the Giants cycle around to the top half of their order. Coming up is number 8, Leonardo Orichuia, with Yunsu Ji at 2nd and Matthew Iannicelli at 1st.
I believe it's the number 11 and number 12 hitter coming up here. Plenty of life, though. Plenty of life.
The Giants dugout bringing the noise as they try and rally back here in the final inning of the season, potentially. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Orichuia. Orichuia went down on strikes to end the 3rd. And that one bounces in the dirt, well covered by Lindy, ball 1. Anything gets by him, the tying run could move to 3rd, and the winning run could move into scoring position.
They're really crucial to play clean baseball here on defense.
Swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking ball there, strike 2.
And the umpire has to advise the spectators to respect the ground rules and stay out of the field of play. Leave it to the players.
Swing and a miss. Huge strikeout get for Minamiguchi. And the 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division season comes down to this. At the plate for the Giants, number 5, Otis Bates. That pitch gonna miss, low and away, ball 1. Bates went down on strikes to lead off the 4th inning. Now up with the tying run at 2nd, the winning run at 1st, and 2 down. That one just drops in on the break to catch the high corner for strike 1.
Yeah, Minamiguchi's doing very well, alternating his pitches and going high-low again. We've seen it from all the pitchers. Well coached, good plans.
That one doesn't break on him, comes in high, ball 2.
Number 12 hitter, top of the order, is waiting right behind this.
Ooh, that skips, and it's going to briefly get away from Lindy, but too briefly as the runners hold. Boy, you might want to see the runners be a little more aggressive in this situation, but they opted for the safe move there.
Yeah, that sun's a problem in the left side of the infield. You know, no predictions, but the optics.
And that gets away. It's ball 4, and the bases. And the bases are in fact loaded with 2 outs in a 1-run ball game with the championship on the line.
How exciting.
Can Oshin Dian deliver in the clutch, or will it be Takumi Minamiguchi? One of these kids is going to be a hero for their team in this moment. And a meeting at the mound with Minamiguchi, as they probably want to either settle him down and get him in control of his stuff, or maybe bring in somebody different depending on what their decision is. I think they're sticking with him. But yeah, after you see a guy issue a free pass to the guy at the bottom of the order, you know that there's something a little wrong and you need to recalibrate.
Well, I think these coaches are doing such a good job of knowing the timing and their player's character here. So let's see what happens here. It's all in line.
Minamiguchi versus Dian for the championship. Dian skies it, and it's going to be out of play. Strike 1.
Yeah, we'll see. Yusu seems a little reluctant to push it, so a pass ball may not be the deciding factor. You got to think there's a batted ball here that decides this.
Oshin Dian 0 for 2 so far today, with a strikeout and a flyout to center. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Red Sox leading the Giants 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. High ball 1. And Alan Lindy's job so important here. Anything gets by him, and Yun Soo Ji could come in with the tying run. That one gonna be high, ball 2. Dehan with one of the smaller strike zones. And Minamiguchi's got to get his stuff under control. Dehan hits a hard bouncer over to second, past the second baseman. The Giants tie the game. They're sending the winning run to the plate, coming to the plate, and the Giants win it. Yun Soo Ji and Matthew Iannicelli come in to score. Oshin Dian, the hero of the hour, with the walk-off hit. And the Giants are your 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division Town Champions.
Put the ball in play and see what happens. Very exciting. Tough break for the other side. Seen opportunities on all sides. That was something else.
The final score here at Elliott Field. The Giants 4, the Red Sox 3. A great way to end for the Giants, a tough way to end for the Red Sox. You could see a lot of their players very emotional after that, but what I say is they gave such a tough fight both today and on Monday. They have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. They have every reason to hold their heads up high after a great season and a great playoff run.
Agreed. What an end to the season. What a beautiful day. Great baseball, great play, great coaching. The fans are great. This is all the best of BYB. And on events like this, someone's got to win and someone's going to be the loser. But everyone should feel great about their effort to get to this point. Congratulations to everybody. We'll do the trophy presentation in a moment.
And we'll be back after a short break with that trophy presentation. Don't go away.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello everyone, back at Elliott Field. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. What a thrilling game that was between the Giants and Red Sox. I'm now going to toss it over to Holden Hodgson at the field for the trophy presentation.
Wow, what an amazing game. What an amazing day of baseball to finish our 2025 spring majors season here at Elliott Field in Brookline. We couldn't have asked for anything better. We certainly got our money's worth. The fans that showed up, the families that have been part of this season, and certainly the coaches and players know what it takes to get to this point. Everyone should have their hands held high. It's been a fabulous season, and this was an emblematic game of just that. The comeback 4-3 win in the bottom of the sixth by the Giants was incredible, but it took quite a game to get there. There were chances on both sides and great plays. Again, this is the best of Brookline baseball on the small diamond. I think everyone should be very proud of what they've accomplished here today, both the Red Sox team and the victorious Giants. Before I pass it to the Giants coaches to give their players a championship trophy, I wanted to give the Red Sox coach, Adam Rothschild, a chance to address our community and his team specifically for a great season. Personally, I will say I'm very impressed with what the coaches have done and what the players have delivered on to get to this point. It's a tough loss, but a double elimination bracket, we've never gotten to this point before. You played all the way to the end. You should keep your heads high. There's always more baseball, and I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves. Keep your heads high. So with that, I'd like to give a round of applause to the Red Sox. Fantastic season. Coach Adam, would you like to address your team with a few words, please?
Thanks, Holden. What I said to these kids when we went out there to meet was how incredibly proud I am of them, because for a couple of reasons. But the first one is that they feel things and they let it out, and the tears come sometimes, and that is so great, and I love that about this team. I think I want all athletes to be able to when there is disappointment in games, to be able to feel it and let it out. Second thing is this team, we had incredible games in the playoffs. We had multiple close games, and we were on top on one, and that moment, we will never lose that moment. We will never lose that. Just like the Giants won't lose this moment, we will never lose that moment when we won 2-1 in a pitcher's duel against the Royals. And I have seen on this team every one of these kids stepping up, making great plays, staying with it. And when things don't go their way, they feel the disappointment, they let it out, but then they move on and they keep their heads up. So the third thing I said to them is how much I'm going to miss them. I have so enjoyed this team. This is such a special group of kids, and I look forward to being involved with baseball and watching this amazing 11 kids. We're missing one, unfortunately. It's in Bermuda, not the worst thing in the world. But this group of 11 kids, I'm just so excited to watch them keep playing baseball in Brookline. And congratulations on an amazing season. Thank you so much for letting me to coach you.
Hats off to you guys. Hats off to you. Once again, hats off to the Red Sox. Well done to the coaches. Now, without further ado, I want to pass it on to Coach Brian and Coach Aaron of the champion Giants for our 2025 Majors Spring Champions. Okay, Brian and Aaron, would you guys come forward, offer a few words about your season, and I'd love for you to present each of your players by name with a trophy for being Majors champions. Let's hear it for the Giants.
Hi, I'm Coach Brian. First, I want to thank the Red Sox for two really incredible games. Let's hear it for them again, guys. Those games were really, really, really close. I think that's as good as Little League really ever gets. And we probably should share these trophies because those were two as close as they can get games. It was incredible. I think we talk a lot on our team about resiliency and being able to come back from mistakes, coaching mistakes, player mistakes, and trying to do the next thing to make the next play. But that extends to after you win or lose a tournament, you got to be able to come back and play baseball again. A lot of you guys are going to play baseball again over the summer or in the fall and again in the spring. So I couldn't be more proud of this team. I think we started off a little slow and then battled our way all the way through the losers bracket actually in the playoffs, which is a lot of games. And everybody just kept fighting, kept believing. And in that last inning, like the coaches, Aaron and I were so focused on trying to decide what to do with the batters at different moments. We weren't there to get our team pumped up. These kids did it all by themselves. They rose up, they fought to the very end, even though it seemed bleak, and then they earned the win in the end, all doing the things that they've been trained to do all season. So couldn't be more proud of our team. Aaron, do you want to say a thing?
No, I'm good. Let's
all right, so without further ado, trophies. How do we want to do this? You want to come over here? Yeah.
Here.
All right, first one goes to our game winner, Asheen. Let's go, Asheen. Wave. Stand. Yeah, there you go. Good. Next up is the person who slapped the plate for the winning run, Matthew. Our closer, Elliot. Our starter for tonight, Anderson Crompton. Our youngest team member, Alex. Way to go, Alex. One of our first basemen, Max. Utility player, Cole. Here we go, Coleman. He's been all over the field all season. I love it. Pitcher and second base and third base extraordinaire, Gabriel. Another utility player, Leo. Here we go, Leo. One of our stellar catchers for the night, Evan. Another utility player, Yunsu. Let's go. And last but not least, Otis. Yeah, Otis. Proud of all of you guys.
All right, with that, we're going to conclude our spring season. Once again, hats off to the Giants, our Majors champions. And hats off to BYB and our families, players, coaches, supporters, our sponsors, everybody. This is great. It's been a pleasure to do this on ASPN with Arlen and his staff. This is great. Memories forever. Good job, guys. Good job.
All right, that was Holden Hodgson with the trophy presentation. We'll be back with our closer after a quick break.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. And no matter what hand we're dealt, we still work our way to the win. Make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Now is the time to play with purpose. Let's play to win, so our future follows suit. Pre-game to greater things. This is Pretirement.
Welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Alongside Holden Hodgson, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan, and Holden, I don't think we could have asked for a much better ending to this Brookline Youth Baseball Major A season. The Giants defeating the Red Sox 4-3 to capture the crown off a walk-off two-run hit by Osheen Dian. And Holden, what a year it has been, and what a game that was.
Yeah, emblematic of the best we have in Brookline. So exciting, the crescendo of the late innings, to have those opportunities and chances, breaks that way. Congratulations to the Red Sox for a great season, but the Giants victorious for giving it all they got.
Osheen Dian may be one of the shortest players on the field, but today he was a giant in every sense of the word. And the Giants are your 2025 Brookline Youth Baseball Major A Division Town Champions. For Holden Hodgson beside me, for our producers Arlen Shostak and Chris Murphy, for ASPN HD, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. Giants 4, Red Sox 3 from Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night.